Hello and welcome to the Peak Millennials podcast. I am Collins.
And I'm Natalie.
And each week we will delve deep into various Peak Millennial topics, exploring what we remember
and what we want to forget.
And reading some captivating stories that'll evoke a sense of deja vu in all of us.
This is the age before iPhones and the social media that you know today.
And this is where a good mix CDs, silver eyeshadow, and MTV raised us.
So crack open your Jones soda.
And kick off your black Converse.
And let's teleport back to the world of the Peak Millennials. Make sure to send your stories to peakmillennialspod@gmail.com or slide into our DMs at peakmillennialspod on Instagram.
And make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when we go live. That was smooth as butter, baby.
Oh my gosh, we were so calm and chill. Earlier days recording, I guess, is...
You know, I haven't gotten my zoomies yet.
No zoomies.
I haven't gotten my zoomies. Well, this is the Peak Millennials podcast. I am queer Auntie Collins. This is Natalie Christina.
Hello.
We are recording earlier than usual, but we got things to do. If I sound different, it's because I have a sinus infection.
Boo!
The hits just keep on coming. No, so as you all know, I'm moving. You could see things have been organized here, right? All the figures are gone. Like the dog's bed over here is a mess. Like everything is just, and that's just moving, right? You're just constantly in a mess until you get to your new place. So I'm not a dirty person. I love cleaning. I love organizing. I love like having my trinkets and all the things like in order and doing all the things. Tell me why. I moved a box that I probably haven't touched in like maybe a couple months. And it was just like the plague, just all over.
Just like a dust bomb, just dust everywhere. You know, honestly, I think a lot of it has to do like two things. One, if you have pets, like automatically.
Oh, yeah, maybe I'm just.
And two, like if I am a chronic, my windows are always open.
Yeah,
365 year round. My windows are always open. So like you have all like those contaminants, you have like all that stuff coming around, like dust and blah blah blah, whatever. Do you have any like air purifiers?
No, I don't. Maybe I should.
You should. I have we have one in our bedroom, in Bryn's bedroom, in our living room, and then like where we keep, because we have cats, so we have one by like in the room that we have like the cat boxes and stuff. And they are super dupes quiet. I have one that's like literally on the other side of the room, but it's like super dupes quiet. You can get them like pretty relatively inexpensive, like depending on the square footage of like what you're trying to cover. And that helps a little, like definitely helps. And especially like if you have any type of like, you find you have like respiratory stuff, like that helps too. I think the one that we have in B's room is, I think we got it on Amazon for like under $40. And it's pretty solid. So like I ain't mad about it. But you're packing and like moving stuff, and I'm buying artwork. Look what I bought. This.
Oh my God, that's beautiful. That frame is nice too. Where did you get that?
I got this at, did I get it at Ross? I either got it at Ross or Marshall's. But I think Marshall's. I got it at Marshall's. But it's a it's like a remake, like a print, like a Monet. It's a Monet print, but I love classical art like that. Not necessarily like anything that's like outside, whimsical, gardeny. I love Monet's work. I love Van Gogh, like Van Gogh, you want to pronounce it. I love like their work, Monet specifically, but I found this one on clearance, so I picked it up. It was like $16. And I think it was like perfect for us because it's his in the garden with dahlias picture,
Oh,
and we grow dahlias at our house. So it's kind of cool. So I
oh,
saw it and I
nice.
was like, this makes me think of bee and big bee, not little bee.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so it's kind of cool. But how, other than packing and all that stuff, how's your week been?
Well, I went to the doctor because, as y'all know, I went to the emergency room and now a week and a half ago with some weird abdominal pain. So I went to the doctor this week, and they are sending me to a specialist.
Ooh.
So I'm going to go see a GI specialist that I can't see for 8 weeks. So it's not emergency.
Oh.
So, which I'm totally okay with because, like, trying to figure all of that out now is a little crazy to think about. But I'm on a new medication as well that helps with people with high blood pressure. Which, if you didn't know, high blood pressure runs in my family. It's why a lot of us have short fuses. And it's no one in my family has had heart attacks. Like, we don't, like, that's not a thing, but we just have hypertension and, swollen legs. A lot of people in my family have lymphedema as well. Lymphedema, which is where your legs basically, your fat
Retain
cells
a lot
are,
of, yeah.
yeah. Oh, you retain a lot of fluid. So, but she said, this new doctor said that I don't look like I have lymphedema because my legs don't seem to retain a lot of fluid. Um, but she definitely, like, when she was looking at a lot of my numbers, she goes, "Do you live like a very sedentary life?" And I go, "Well, like, I work and I make, podcasts, when I'm home. I sit in the car a lot." And she goes, "Okay, well, like, what do you do for, like, exercise?" And I go, "Well, I walk my dogs, like, maybe 2 miles a day, like, intermittently, like, we do a 30-minute walk in the morning, we do a 30-minute walk, at noon, we do, like, a 20-ish minute walk in the afternoon, and then we maybe do, like, a, 25-minute walk before bed," which for me, I really like the post-dinner, like, after I've eaten dinner and they've eaten dinner, like, before we're winding down walk, because I feel like I'm like, okay, like, because it's easy to, like, eat a big dinner and then just, like, fall asleep,
Lay down. Yeah.
lay down,
Yeah.
and then you just feel like shit. Like, I enjoy the walks that I get to take with my dogs. And she goes, "Oh, so you walk a lot with your dogs?" And I go, "Yeah. If we didn't, our dogs would be pissing and shitting in our house."
Well, not to like stray away, but an after dinner walk is said to be like super good for you. Like, it's super good for digestion and like just coming down
I
from the day.
normally, like, after I eat, because I do get like I do have GI issues. Um, and all the best warriors out here are, if I do walk after I've eaten, which seems like a weird thing, right? Because as kids, we're like, "Oh, don't go into the pool, 30 minutes after you've eaten," or whatever.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying, like, have a full Thanksgiving dinner and then, like, go run a marathon, but, like, even just, like, eating to your fullness and then taking a walk for the last, like, 3 months has been, like, really good for me.
Yeah.
So I've been
That's awesome.
enjoying that. So just making, like, little changes. Of course, it is frustrating because in our world, everybody's pushing a GLP-1 or even, like, weight loss surgery, and that's not something that I personally want to do. I don't think we've ever really talked about that on this podcast, but, like, that's something that my mom, who is also the same, or was the same size person that I am, she went down that road, and, like, it is difficult for her to make sure she has enough nutrients. And, like, I don't want to play that game. You know what I mean? Like, I don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
constantly be playing the oh, I don't want to risk being malnutrition, because like I'm just not eating enough. And
Yeah.
when your stomach is basically like half of what it is, you really have to like it's a game of Tetris sometimes, So,
So, like, this isn't something that I publicly announced, but like, whatever, I don't really
mhm,
care here. Um, I do, in fact, take a GLP-1, not
mhm,
for generalized weight loss, because like, it's not, that's
yeah,
not what I'm taking it
that's
for.
not your goal.
No, I take it because I have, like, it's part, like, for my PCOS.
Mhm,
Um, I take it for that. And it seems to really help, at least like keep those symptoms normalized. Now have included, as of recently, like a birth control to like
mhm,
aid in with that, not necessarily as an act of like prevention, because like I'm old enough now that like if we want to have another baby, like if that is in our future,
yeah,
like that's a thing. But like this is more for me and not for that. So it's, that in conjunction with taking like the GLP-1, it's helpful, but I'm not taking it as a weight loss thing because like I come from a family of people that have like struggles with ED,
mhm,
and not necessarily myself, but like I've watched my mom go through some stuff. I've watched my sisters go through some stuff, and it's just not for me. Like
mhm,
I've always been in a big body. I'm not ashamed of being in a big body. Like my big body carried a baby. Like it carries me every day. Like my doctor is not concerned by my like the size I
mhm,
am, my everything for the most part outside of my uterus
yeah,
and its inability to regulate itself uh is fine. So I am in the same boat of I really don't like the idea of like pushing a GLP-1 or like weight loss, because that's not the end all be all for stuff. Like
mhm,
for the most part, there are health complications that come from being like super overweight, but like in your case or my case, like your GI problems are not due to the size of your body. There's something
right,
that's
exactly,
internally having an issue.
mhm,
Um, and it not everything can be solved by losing a bunch of weight. In turn, you can gain so many more health complications and problems. And a lot of people that end up having, like, there are a lot of people that do really well with weight loss surgery, but
mhm,
there's also a lot of other people that have nutrient deficiencies, vitamin deficiencies. You have
yeah,
mass hair loss, like your skin goes through a thing. Like, also, I have no problem being fat and having like I
same,
don't. I like being in my fat body. I'm happy in my fat body. The only thing that I wish that we could be more inclusive about is clothing.
amen,
That's all. Like, can I want to be cute and I want to be
mhm,
fashionable. I know that like we're a little bit older, but like I don't want to dress in
a
like
frumpy grandma,
a
mhm,
frumpy granny clothes. Like I just want to wear
mhm,
clothes that fit my body and feel good in my body and make me feel good in my body. Um
mhm,
so hopefully soon you can get some answers. But I did see on Instagram something that like made me think of like women in the healthcare industry, and it was
mhm,
and I posted it on my Instagram story, and it's basically like this Barbie, and she's just looking a damn mess, and it said it says me, and it's just like just looking a wreck, and then the doctor, it says your labs look great and so do you, take care,
take care, bye. I mean,
bye, because
that was kind of
that's
it of like what last
yeah.
week they were like, okay, well, we can't explain why you're in pain, but your labs look great, your numbers look great, so good
Hmm.
job, bye.
That's
Whatever you're doing is
exactly
working. It's like,
when I
no.
when I went in, and this like TMI for whoever, because like I just don't care. I'll tell anybody. But when I went into the doctor most recently, I was like, "Hi, I'm just like my cycle's not stopping, friend. Like it's just
Mm-hmm.
going. It's still going. She's going strong for a long time." And she was like, "Well, when we did your blood, like everything looks normal. Everything's great." And I was like, "Yeah, I have plenty of blood. Thank you. There's
Yeah, thank
plenty
you.
there. There's plenty there. But like, is there anything else that we could test for?" She's like, "No, like, you're good. Like, your numbers look great, everything." And I was like, "Okay, but like, could you test my hormones?" She was like, "Well, to be honest, nothing's really gonna show." And I was like, "Cool,
Well,
bro.
great.
Thanks. I'm so glad that like a woman's body is a complete and utter mystery in the year of our Lord and Savior 2026. Fuck my
I
life."
I just it's just frustrating, but hopefully
Mhm.
hopefully I'll get answers soon.
Agreed.
Hopefully, you know, it'll all make sense and I can prevent it or do, changes to my body. But yeah, when they're telling me that all my labs look good and that everything looks good
And it's not.
and it's
I don't know
not,
what is wrong with me.
um but yeah, and now I'm just right now dealing with the fact that I, you know, have this sinus infection because what do you
Just
mean?
something.
What
Something
do you
else.
mean I have a sinus infection?
My life is not that exciting. I'm so
Mhm.
like I'm like, I don't really have any updates this week. I have officially
Mhm.
taken all of my seed starts, all of my tomatoes and peppers and flowers and everything, and they now live outside on my back porch. They're not in my dining room anymore
Oh
because
my
the weather
gosh.
is so nice right now, because it is 11 in the morning and it is 72 degrees outside. It's going to
It's
be
so warm
so
and
hot.
so nice.
Yeah. So my plants are living outside. We went yesterday. We went to Tesso Life. Have you been to Tesso Life yet?
Mm.
Oh, you live north, so it's quite a drive for you. So the
Yeah.
the closest Tesso Life is in Federal Way,
Okay.
which isn't that
What is
far of a
it?
drive for us. Tesso Life it has a bunch of like blind boxes. It's kind of like Daiso and Miniso,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
but they have snacks, like Asian snacks,
That's my
blind
fave.
boxes like
Mhm.
Skull Panda and Laboo. They don't have Labubu's, but like Sunny Angel and Nancy. Like I got this
Mhm.
one, and it's so cute.
Let
I
me
got
see.
this.
Oh
Isn't
my
she
god,
so
it's so
cute?
cute.
So I got her yesterday. But the last time that we went, I got this one. I'm a sucker for like
Oh my goodness.
a little
They're so
trinket.
cute.
But they have like snacks and cosmetics, house products, stationery. They have tons of stuff. It's a really fun little shop. We were gonna go to Five Below because there's one in Federal Way, but
Mhm.
we ended up going to H Mart instead
They
because your girl
just
loves
they
a Korean
just
market.
opened one up here in Alderwood
A
and
Five Below.
yeah.
Oh, I love. Have you been yet?
Mhm. There
Dangerous.
was a lot of people in there and I got very
Mm.
overstimulated.
That's how I felt when we went to the one in Puyallup. I went with one of my girlfriends, and it was so busy. It felt like you were
Mhm.
just like at an amusement park, and you were like in a line. It was, yeah, it
Yeah,
was
that's kind of how it
chaos.
felt. Um
So this one, the one in Federal Way, if you ever like make the drive down, seemed like the layout was super
Mhm.
open and that there was a ton of like
Mhm.
space between the shelves, the racks and stuff. We literally just drove
Mhm.
by, so we didn't even like go inside, but yeah, we popped over
And
to
they just
H
built
Mart and
it?
did some like yeah, I think it's just recently opened, but
Oh,
it's nice.
open, sorry.
I
Mhm.
yeah. Mhm.
Love it.
Um
Well,
yeah.
hopefully my life won't be consumed with um doing all the things. But I did want to tell you, so my husband and I we went to a local board game shop here,
Mm.
and it's called Zulu Games.
Oh, yeah.
Zulu board games or something. So basically, like, you can buy board games or you can play them, rent them, and play them right there. They have like a little like cafe if you want to get like some snacks and drinks. And if your friends, you could play Catan, you can play Risk, you could play like any of the new board games. I found a couple board games and I'm like, oh, I want to play that. I want to play that. That looks fun. Um, Lots of dice selection, so you could play, your D and
D.
D and all of that. And then my husband, because my husband turns 40 this year, I asked him, "What do you want to do for your 40th?" And he's like, "I think I just want to do like a board because it's in November." So he's like, it's difficult to like try to figure out something to do with like a group of
Oh, for sure.
people. And I think that he wants to just like have like a board game night.
That's
And I
cute.
thought it was really
That's
cute.
exciting.
So I think I got to figure that out. I want to make it like really special because it's 40 and he never does anything special. So I was thinking of like having like a theme dress up. So like everyone comes and we dress up in like as a video game character or as a board game character or a fictional character.
Yeah.
Um, but I like the idea of having it at like a already established location, like not just
Yeah.
like the cleaning wise, because I hate prepping for because like you risk like people like touching your stuff like that you don't really know, or like a friend of a friend coming to the party and like you don't know
It's
them, or like
stressful. It's
yeah,
stressful.
especially like renting a house, like it's an like with an apartment I never really had parties because like they have like obviously I've told the tale of how fucking annoying my upstairs neighbors are. And
Mhm.
like I don't want to be annoying to other neighbors who because it's a family complex, like there's a lot of families in here.
Yeah.
But it's also the thing of like um I don't know, like I never want to be a bother to someone. Like I don't ever want to be like the reason why someone can't sleep or the reason why, whatever.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of like having a birthday party at a different location,
Oh, totally.
um, that like everyone can just like meet at and have like a nice okay. And also like parking wise, you know what I mean? Like there's an actual parking lot and not like people parking on side streets or,
Mhm.
risking getting, towed or, whatever. So,
I do like having people come over for like a barbecue or get together,
mhm,
and for like Lil B's birthday, we for the last couple of years we have had birthday parties here cuz like her birthday's in the middle of summer. It's easy to just like pop open the pool, blow up a bounce house, like grill some stuff or do whatever.
mhm,
And like I tell myself in my mind like, "Oh my god, it's so easy. Like I just need to make
mhm.
sure like my bathroom's clean, like the like public areas are like really nice." But then like I get way stressed and I'm like
Yeah.
scrubbing all the baseboards, wiping down the blinds because my mind goes to like that silly video of like what I think people are going to do when they walk in my house and like inspect everything and be like, "Oh my god, there's some dust right here." And so I get like panicked about having people come
Why
over.
are we the same person?
I don't
Because
know. We're
why do
so
I think
similar
that
and
all my
so
friends are gonna come in with like white gloves and just like
white gloves, yeah.
line the baseboard or like behind a picture
Do you
frame?
know what that is?
What?
It's called trauma.
Trauma.
Mine is for sure like childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Because that's what, like, anytime that we would have guests over, which we never had guests over growing up because my
Yeah.
parents never really had people come over. But
Mhm.
anytime that someone was bound to come over, we had to like scrub the house from top to bottom because you never knew who was gonna look at your stuff. And so like I'm
We
like,
have
oh
family
my God.
coming
And then I'm
over,
like, yeah,
hey,
time to deep clean.
reorganize the linen closet. And it's like, wait, what?
Reorganize the linen closet. We have to scrub out the oven. You need to
Yeah.
dust every single blind, like all of these things. So I feel that because I do that. But this year I 10 out of 10 recommend just like rent a space. Like if
Yeah.
the game board place like has the option to like rent out like a couple of tables or whatever
Yeah.
it is, like do it there. We're doing Little Bee's birthday out at a play place this year, and I was like, okay, I will
Yeah.
spend the money to just rent the space, and then I bring in food, I bring in cake, I bring her, and then that's all.
There you
Like,
sat. You're settled.
so
You know,
that's so exciting. I think that would be really fun for
I think
you.
it'll be fun. Obviously, when the dates gets closer, you and Brian are obviously invited because obvious. So,
Yes,
would be fun. But it's just,
that sounds like a blast.
and of course, like I'm busy over here planning my husband's birthday, and I'm not even like, I don't even know what I want to do for my birthday this year. I don't know.
It's yeah,
Sleep.
birthdays. I mean, birthdays are. That's okay. I think I spend more time planning like other people's stuff than
Yeah,
like planning mine. So
that's such a
this is the
mom
first year
thing.
though we're having Lil B's birthday like really early because I wanted to make sure that we could invite like her classmates
Yeah,
and
well,
not
school is still. Mhm.
while school is still going. But we're going on a field trip this week. So
Ooh,
it'll be
where's the
really
field trip to?
exciting. It's at the beach. They're gonna go to the beach.
Ooh.
Originally, they were supposed to go to the aviation museum.
Okay.
Because like if our listeners are not in Washington,
Mhm.
um, Boeing is like a big thing in
Mhm.
the whole state, and so there's a whole like aviation that's called the Museum of Flight,
I love the
and it
Museum of
like
Flight.
I've never been, but we're gonna go in a couple weeks, not for a field trip, but they're doing like a school thing there. It has a really weird name, by the way, like this thing that's coming up for her school, and it's called Touch a Career, which just sounds gross to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? But it's basically like they want to encourage like kids at, you know, younger like
Yeah, young
school
ages, yeah.
school grade
Mhm.
and school age to like explore things that interest them like culinary tech technology. I can't speak today, but anyways,
Mhm.
all different types of careers. So they set up almost like a mini like job fair career exploration thing. So that'll be really cool and we're excited. And then you can go to the Museum of Flight after and like walk around. So it'll be a kind of
Even
a cool
I
experience.
know that they had, like, a really cool, like, um, space, like, when they were doing a lot of, like, the space stuff, they had a
Yeah.
really cool space, like, section, I guess, the last time we went,
Yeah.
so it was really
I've never
cool.
been. Because if you don't know, I hate flying.
Oh my god.
I don't like flying. I don't like flying, and I will never go to space. Gross. It's so nasty. I love that for everyone else. I do not love that for me. It is not for me. The idea of
Love
like being
space.
that far off the planet freaks me out,
Mm,
even though the planet sucks
it's crazy.
sometimes. But that little game, to like go back to what you were saying about the board game spot, like we might have to
Mhm.
just take a little drive up north because that looks so cute. And Brian's in his Pokemon card era right now.
Yeah. I
Uh
mean, they have two locations. One's in Alderwood, and then one's in Bothell. The Alderwood one is obviously um more, or it's obviously bigger.
yeah.
Um but
I'll have to check it out. It looks cute.
yeah. I'm into anything that's like, you know, fun, unique, cool experiences, if that makes sense. So,
Oh yeah, absolutely. I
uh,
love that.
well, anything else going on with you?
Not really. I just want to plant all these plants and I
Hmm.
know that it's really hot this weekend and that it's going to be hot this week,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm hesitant to put anything in the ground because
Yeah.
our nighttime temps are still cold. And
Yeah.
if you are a gardener or anything, it doesn't really matter. Like, if you're not a gardener, planting right now may seem like a great time, but the soil temps are not warm enough, and
Mm-hmm.
a plant doesn't just grow from the leaves, it grows from the roots. And if the roots
Mm-hmm.
aren't warm, then they aren't. Oh, and this is my very angry hot take for this week of gardening. I It's not really a hot take, it's I fucked up.
Mm.
I started growing some squash and some melon, and I was like, "Oh, these are perfectly great to go into the ground. They're ready to go. Everything's great, blah 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 blah." Put them in the ground,
No.
and I went through to do, and I typically don't like water anything in because like I just don't. I know you're not supposed to. I don't usually water it in because like my area is really susceptible to roly polies
Mm-hmm.
and slugs. Pacific Northwest loves a roly poly, loves a slug. It happens. And I ended up watering because my onions are in the same bed as these other ones. And I came out, and out of the 7 plants that I planted all in a row, I planted 3 melon and then 4 squash so that they could grow up this trellis that I have, and
Mm-hmm.
all of them
No.
got eaten by roly polies. And I even reached
No.
out
I didn't even
to
know that roly polies ate plants, but I guess that makes sense.
roly polies typically they are only going after like decaying matter. I've been doing research on roly polies all week, and I've been just in a heat about this whole I've been so mad.
Yeah, I'd
I'm
be
so
mad
heated
too.
about this whole situation. Which it's my fault. I did it. I created it was dark. I was like, I put compost in my bed.
Yeah.
So the roly poly was just going
How
after,
would you
like, this
know?
whole freaking family of roly polies just went after all of my squash and my
Mm-hmm.
melon seedlings. And so you can put like there's like stuff you can put out in the garden to like get rid of the roly polies. But again,
Yeah.
I'm just like, the roly polies are there to create a healthy biome, and I just don't want to like mess with that. The
I
ecosystem
You
is
get it, but
theirs.
also it's
I'm
annoying.
annoyed. I'm annoyed.
Mhm.
So I now have to go through and restart all of these plants because the
Mhm.
roly polies and the roly polies. I don't even want to blame the slugs, but the roly polies literally ate my plants. And like you can see on my thing that there's like the part of the stem, like the stalk, that they just like, because they just come through and just chop it right
Mhm.
off. And I'm like, my life. So, anyways, that's my like little gardening mess up this week. So hopefully this next round won't be so bad. But anyways, I'm hoping that the weather stays nice and warm, not too hot, so that the soil can warm up and I can plant all my plants because I'm ready to put them in the ground.
You know
I've
what?
reached that point.
I've learned so much about gardening from you where I feel like I
I'm
could
glad.
have the instilled confidence to do this and then I feel like I would fail. So, but
You totally could.
I love learning from
You
you.
totally could. And
Um
you can have some of my garden stuff too. I'll share with you.
So, what are the questions that you wanted to bring? Do you want to introduce our topic for today?
Oh, yes. So, come back. All right,
Come
sorry.
back.
I have to reload it. So, I was scrolling around Reddit because like as you can tell from the topic of today, we're just kind of hanging out. We don't have like
Mhm.
a true topic. We're just here for a little chit chat. But I was on Reddit kind of like looking for my intention was to look for like Ask Millennial
Mhm.
conversation. But I found one and it was titled on the Millennials subreddit and it was
Mhm.
called What's Your Major Millennial Throwback?
Hmm.
So it says, we were the last generation to not grow up with social media when quote unquote going viral meant catching the flu.
Hmm. I mean,
So,
my major millennial throwback, I for sure think is like trading Pokemon cards because
mm,
I remember Pokemon came out in fifth grade, fourth or fifth grade, and if you had a birthday during the school year and you play Pokemon, you typically got a couple stacks of Pokemon cards. And it is kind of the same now, where like you have no idea what's going to be in your stack. But I just remember we would all like rip a pack, just like rip it up, and then be like, oh, Charizard, oh, Bulbasaur, oh, Pikachu, oh, Marowak. Ooh. You know, and like we would play the actual like card game the way that it was. Or maybe
mhm,
I I'd have no idea how to play it now. But like it was meant to be played like a Magic the Gathering, like a Yu-Gi-Oh,
mhm,
like um any other kind of fantasy card game, and I just remember like we would trade them and be like, "Oh, you got like a holographic." I remember like holographic ones were like the really special ones.
oh, so cool.
And then because my dad was in the Navy, like we would go to the Navy exchange and they would have like bundles of like 10 for, $15 or something like really atrociously cheap. And then we would buy them and then, we would save opening them up in order to go to school. Recess aides were like confiscating our Pokemon cards. People were fighting over Pokemon cards. Like it was just like, you know, people I also remember this girl, um she used her Pokemon cards and laminated like her notebook with them, so like just lining them up and then putting clear tape on top of it, so it was like,
Oh god.
oh, how cool, you can forever keep those. So I just always remember like Pokemon cards because they also had these like little like clear gems which are supposed to be like hit points that you could get
Mhm,
to like actually play it as um the card game, and having all these like special cards and whatever, it was just like an actual like fun nostalgic thing to have of like if you were anyone you had a binder full of Pokemon cards, and everybody who was anyone, the original 151 Kanto region. Sorry, excuse me. The original Kanto region, you would have like the little card inserts and you would
mhm.
bring that binder to school. And you had to do it behind teachers' backs because if they saw it, they would confiscate your book. And then some of them would be so nasty and be like, you can get this back at the end of the school year.
End
Like,
of the school year, remember?
oh, that is so terrible. But I loved like physical copies of things. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Um, what
That
is your what is your major millennial throwback?
so mine was one on your Pokemon card. I don't understand the hype of just like buying and ripping Pokemon cards.
Mm-hmm.
Like people like scalping. It's like scalping tickets. It's like scalping anything. Like you Brian was really excited the other day because he ran out to the grocery store to grab a couple of things for dinner or whatever. And he is in like his Pokemon era. He loves the cards. He thinks that they're like gorgeous. And like anybody who needs like a little serotonin boost, he loves a blind mystery anything. Like he loves opening the pack, seeing the cards. He doesn't know how to play Pokemon. Love you, babe. But like he just loves like he loves looking at the different characters and all that stuff. But as he was like leaving the grocery store, someone had bought, well, he was leaving the grocery store and they had one of those like Pokemon machines inside the grocery store. And he was like, oh, I'm just going to like see if they have any packs to buy. I would love to buy one and then just like open it up. How cool would that be? Of course, it was sold out. Pokemon machines are always sold out. Always sold out.
I know. They have one at
he was walking.
They have one at my Safeway, and it is
always sold out.
Constantly always sold out, which is crazy.
Yeah. But he was walking out to the car and he was like going to put Brinley like in her seat, and he looked down at the ground. Lo and behold, there was a whole fat stack, like a stack of Pokemon cards just sitting on the ground. They were all like open, like someone had like obviously was looking for something specific and just was like, these are trash cards, I'm just gonna throw these out. But he was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So like my husband just like picked up all these random Pokemon cards off the ground. And so he was like, look what I got. And he was so excited. And he was never like when he was our age, like when he was younger, when he was our age, Jesus Christ. When he was younger, like Pokemon cards, whilst they were popular, he was not really into them because it just wasn't his vibe. He's always been like a Cars kind of guy. But now he's like, I love these Pokemon cards. I love the mystery. He's like, I don't know what these like energy booster cards or whatever are. And I was like, but I do wish that Pokemon would go back. And I know that there are people that still play it, so I'm not trying to like minimize those folks, but I wish that we could go back to when card games could be actual card games, because Pokemon was a big thing when we were growing up. It was
absolutely
like, let's play. And then there was obviously like the Magic the Gathering cards, and like those kids that played. I was never like into collecting cards like that, solely for the fact that my parents didn't let me. They thought they were dumb.
I mean, my mom did call them pocket demons, like little pocket demons.
Oh, pocket demons.
And she thought that anything that had the word demon in it was bad guy things.
No. So anyways, yeah, we just didn't do it because they just thought it was dumb. But like whatever. I loved getting, and even to this day, I love a holographic card. I don't care who it is. I love a holographic card. But I will always forever be a Squirtle girl. I love Squirtle's my favorite. And I love like I have one, I don't, it's somewhere around, but it's like the watercolor version where it's like really soft and whimsical. Yeah. So beautiful. Anywho, so my peak millennial throwback would be like watching music videos on like MTV, or there was another like music channel that we had, and I don't remember what it was called. But I remember it was the only place that I could listen to like alt music. consistently. So it was like where I could watch Yellow
Oh,
Card
what was
or
that?
My Chemical Romance. But you know what I'm talking
Hmm.
about, like where I
Wired?
could
No.
listen.
Hmm.
I don't remember what it was called, but it that's my thing where I could turn it on and I would literally just like turn it on because we had what dish like satellite TV and it was one of the
Fuse.
Fuse, yeah, Fuse TV.
Hmm.
And it would just play music videos, but it wasn't like MTV because at that time MTV wasn't really playing a ton of music videos. They were playing
Hmm.
like uh How to Pimp My Ride and like
Yeah.
um
The early scripted reality shows.
yeah. So I liked that was my thing, or even like truly like a mixed tape, like recording something on the radio and then having to like time it perfectly so you didn't get the radio DJ in the background. Yeah, I loved those. So those were like my two. It was definitely music based.
That's how I knew that I wanted to do radio, was listening to those radio DJs, because you really had to time
Yeah.
them. And I always hated, now I know that it's a radio station thing of like talking through the intro, talking through the outro. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because every bit of airtime is an opportunity to do something. You know what I also miss? Speaking of radio
Mm.
stations,
Mm.
so like I listened to a lot of country growing up, right? So 94.1 KMPS.
I love that. Or
Like
what was it? Moving 92.5.
moving 92. All right. All right. Like they had their
Uh
own like
Warm
commercials.
106.9. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So like having
Delilah.
their own little jingles, so their own little things that like get stuck in your head. And I can't name a radio station right now in my brain, except KEXP, which I love KEXP. Shout out to KEXP.
I mean, moving 92.5 is still a thing. And then Kiss 106.1 is still a thing, but not like it's
Oh.
not like what it was when we had radio because it's not
Mm,
I know that like Moving 92.5 for the most
mm-hmm,
part is Seattle based, but everything now
mm-hmm.
that it's owned by like it's an iHeart radio
An
station.
iHeart
Like
radio station or a Clear Channel, whatever. Mm-hmm.
yeah, that it's not they're not based it feels like radio isn't based like in the city in which it plays, like it's all in a central hub of like California or some random place and then they just
Right,
like obviously broadcast it out. And to me like that just loses the excitement of like radio because it doesn't feel honest.
right.
Like Jubal, I don't listen to a lot of
I
Jubal
used to listen
anymore.
to those like
Yeah.
morning wake up, whatever,
Yeah.
and but
I
now I
don't.
don't.
No, I don't because it doesn't feel genuine because I'm like, why am I going to listen to a clip of something
Mm-hmm.
that's happening in a completely different state that has literally nothing to do with the area in which I'm in. So
Right.
that's something I do miss is like true radio where it was like Jackie and Bender
Mm-hmm.
or like all of that stuff. What's another one? Oh, this one in the Reddit thread, it was like ordering clothes from Delia's or Aloy. Do you remember? Did you ever? I mean, I think we did talk about fashion. I never ordered from Delia's or Aloy because I'll like
Hmm.
as a chunky girly, they never really had clothes for me. So I
Yeah.
would mostly look at like the shoes or like the accessories. And then my mom would be like, no, we can just get stuff like that at Mervin's or just go to JC Penney's.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Let's see.
Um
Oh, getting makeup tips from the
yeah,
magazines.
I miss it. I oh my god. Step 1, step 2, step 3. This is where you apply your eyeshadow. This is where you go. Yeah. I definitely miss things like that. Um I also miss, so you mentioned like catalogs.
Mm-hmm.
I miss like the big Toys R Us book. Like the big book. They would put out the big book
Yeah.
every single year and it would be like every toy known to man, you know. That that's a sense of nostalgia for me.
Like circling the stuff in the toy catalog and
Mhm.
being like, I totally need this cotton candy machine, mom.
Yeah.
I need why don't yeah.
I
I need
really
the
wanted,
slime.
they had one, it was like a mini, so you mentioned cotton candy machine. I wanted a popcorn making machine with like the little buckets and like you could put the little powder on them, like yeah. And then it's like we have that at home and it's like no, it's not the same. I want
If
like the
you
little one.
if you want a real one, I have one in my house.
Okay, I'm
Truly.
coming over.
Truly. My mother-in-law when her office like shut when they sold and shut down, um they had a bunch of stuff that they had like listed on like marketplace, and the stuff that ended up like not selling, she was like, well, it's either I bring it home or it goes to the dump. So we have a popcorn machine
I love that so much.
just in case you were wanting to have.
Okay. Gourmet popcorn, that's what I'm all about. That's why I go to the fair. It's the gourmet popcorn. The one that comes in the giant thing. Anytime I go to the baseball
Like the
game, I
tube.
love popcorn.
We
Yeah,
love
I
popcorn at
love
our
it.
house too. Like that's like Little B and I, we go to the movies. Like that's our girl thing. Like we
Mhm.
go to the movies
Yeah.
together. Because her and I will just get like the big tub of popcorn and I get a Slurpee and
Mhm.
she'll usually take like one sip off of it and be like, that's good for you. And I'm like, it sure as hell is, and I'm gonna drink this whole thing. And she just sits and eats popcorn and we watch a movie and then we're good. We love popcorn.
I love that so much.
Oh, let's see. What are some other ones? Oh, flared jeans.
Oh my god. The flared jeans were great until it started raining, and it rains 90% of the time here in Washington. Well, maybe 70. But the moment that the
Oh,
back of them got wet, it's
so
over. It's
terrible.
curtains for me.
It's such a sensory ick for me is the idea of like wet pants. And then the backs of your
Yeah, I hate
shoes
it.
always got dyed from the denim.
Right?
Not a
Oh
vibe.
my
Not a vibe.
god.
And it makes me laugh really hard now because uh what do they call them now? It's not even like flared. Oh, like flared yoga pants aren't even like my teenager was like, "Mom, they're not called flared yoga pants. They're called like flared leggings." And I was like, "No. Leggings are
No.
not leggings are not flares. Like they're just flared yoga pants.
Those
It's
were
not the
I
same."
I had a pair of flared yoga pants from, I think it was from LL Bean or like some expensive brand
Mhm. I had some
that
from
I
Nike and I
wore.
wore the shit out of them.
I wore the shit out of them to the point that like I got a hole in the knee, which is like was really difficult back in the day because like the
They
material
were
was a lot
thick.
nicer. They were thick.
Yeah.
I liked them because like they went all the way up. Like if you were having like a more bloated day, like I always felt like it like did the compression thing. But I
Mhm.
wore them with the hole in the knee for years. And then one day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go try to find those. Can't find them anywhere. Can't find them
No.
anywhere.
No.
You know what? I actually think my parents bought them from Sport House.
Mm. I really
Remember Sport
like
House?
I don't think we ever even went in. I wanted to, but I
It's
don't think
so
we ever went in.
expensive.
Yeah.
So, for those who
Um,
don't know, in the town that we lived in, there growing up there was so there really weren't any like sporting goods stores like they have now.
Mm-mm.
Like Dick's didn't exist. Like
Mm-mm.
any of the,
Yeah,
you know.
five. That was like all
Oh
you had
yeah,
was Big Five.
yeah, but Big Five. But like you would have to go to Bremerton, which like imagine like your closest one is like a 35-minute drive. So there was this like local store called Sport House, which is Sport and then Haus, so Sport House. But it was
Because we
like
grew up in like a Norwegian
Norwegian.
town.
Hmm.
Yeah. So they were like,
So
hee, play on that.
play on that. Um, but it's where like if you played a sport as well, like you had to pay your fees to the rec center or anything, not to the rec center, but they were always at Sport House. So when I played like rec soccer, like you bought your jersey from Sport House so that they could put your name or whatever on it and then pay your fee to play the sport at Sport House.
Mm-hmm.
Or like when I played volleyball for Christ King Academy, I had to go to Sport House to buy my jersey and the matching knee pads, which my parents were always like pissed. Like, why do we every year we have to buy a new pair of knee pads and then your old ones just sit there stinking up because they do get very stinky. You're sweating. They just get stinky.
Do they forget that like the material breaks down?
Yeah,
Like
when you use it.
things have to be replaced from time to time
Yeah.
again.
And then when I went to North Kitsap, when I played basketball, only sophomore year, I know the brand And One had just come,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the shoe brand that that our coaches wanted us to get, and I got ones that kind of like laced up a little bit higher on the ankle because I thought they were so cool. Got those at Sport House. Like they were just like premium basketball specific shoes that supported ankles and everything. Oh, they still exist, which is interesting. But yeah, I loved those And One sneakers. I loved getting new knee pads. It was just like a thing of like, oh, if you had a sports physical, like you had to turn in your sports physical to Sport House. And, it was just like the place that you went for all like school or community sports stuff. And
Dang. Did you know that it closed?
yeah, I just realized it closed.
That's crazy. They closed a
Uh,
couple of years ago.
yeah, it's been a couple of years, I guess.
That's crazy.
But I had like friends in high school that worked at Sport House.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know why they closed. If someone is from the Paulsbo area. Yeah. Oh, look. 2019, Sport House, Paulsbo's hometown sporting goods store, is closing after 35 years. So
that's so crazy. I mean, but with the opening of stores like Dick's, and then they're also in like Silverdale, there was like Sportsman's Warehouse, which was mostly like outdoor sports and things.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
there's
you also
like
got your hunting and fishing licenses there too.
Yeah. So like there was a lot of different options. There wasn't a lot of options when we were growing up, but like now there's a ton more options. I came across one that like made me go, man, I really loved that. Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Oh my god. I loved creating chaos. I loved
creating chaos. I loved building a theme park and just like watching like the people come in, and then you would build like a roller coaster that was like insane, and then they would you'd see
either
like
be
a
mad
frown
or happy or yeah,
a barf,
maybe throw
like,
up.
Yeah, I loved that game. That would be the one thing that I'd be like, oh my gosh, I can have a slumber party at your house and you have Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah. Can we play together? But it really is me playing together and they're yelling at me because I'm not sharing.
But like that's your that was like your calling because you
Yeah.
love building in Sims
I love
and
The
just
Sims.
like
Yeah.
doing that.
Hmm.
See, and like I play Dreamlight Valley, but I hate building stuff because I'm like, I don't have enough space. And then I'm like, but I
Yeah.
like going on the missions and like the quests and stuff and completing like tasks.
Yeah.
But I'm like, so
Hmm.
I'll give you my login to Dreamlight Valley and you can build me some beautiful, beautiful little
Absolutely.
thing. And I will just do all of the tasks.
Yeah.
Um,
I actually have had a couple friends who've been like, "Hey, here's my criterion. Can you make this house?" And like make it playable.
mhm.
Or I do
You
like doing tasks of like, okay, so like certain Sims packs, especially when I was starting to build things really for seriously in like Sims 2 is like, okay, you have to build it for a specific sim family. So like maybe it's a you know wife and husband, but they are bickering, but they have like a child who needs to have like some whimsy in their house, and like maybe she like only likes like black and whites, but the kid like wants to be a clown, so like their bedroom has to be like all of the rainbows and everything, and then like basically like creating a storyline for like a
yeah.
specific niche thing. I love doing shit like that. Or I love taking like fictional characters like and making their homes. So like that I think the first thing I made was like the friend's apartment. And then like making the coffee shop, and then like some of them weren't even playable. It's just me, looking at pictures and making it. And I love doing stuff like that. So
I think
I
that's
think
so cool because I couldn't. I would start and be like, man, I'm gonna like lose my patience. Can't do any of that.
I love
I
it.
would never.
I
What
love it.
else do they have on here? Um, Neopets. I would love to play
Oh my
original
god. Do you
Neopets.
ever just sit in the Neopets cafe and just like, because I
Yeah,
got banned from Neopets because I was saying bad words in the chat. Um, but
not
um
you.
I think I called someone a mean name because they were being mean to me, and then I got banned from Neopets. But I love Neopets. I think Neopets is fantastic. I loved feeding them the slushies that looked really nice to eat.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. There was
But
always like a rainbow one, and you're like, how did you get that to
yeah, how
be?
did you get that one?
Yeah, how do you are getting your omelet and you're like, "Give me the good omelet."
Mhm.
Yeah, I loved Neopets. That was probably my favorite. This
I
was
love it.
really fun just having a little what was it? What was the other ones? Oh, like did you ever I didn't. So like this was not a thing for me. But like recording something on like a VHS.
Oh, I was really good at recording like things on the TV, like
Yeah, we
special
didn't.
shows, because I always made sure that I
Mm-mm.
was prepped and ready like for overrun.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
there because some of our VHSs like could do it okay, starting at 8 o'clock, hit record, but you had to make sure that like you had enough tape space. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But if there was overrun from a show, or a lot of times it was like a sports show or a sports match game, whatever. And if there was overrun, so I did this a lot with like WWF Raw, because like I couldn't watch wrestling at the time, so I had to like use our downstairs basement TV and program the recording. But like if there was like an NBA basketball game on beforehand, or like something beforehand, it would record the wrong thing. And then you're like, "Oh man, you recorded the wrong show. This sucks." You know?
My dad always um my dad always wanted like the newest and the newest like most high tech whatever of the time. And
Yeah.
so we never And like we didn't really have control over the TV, so like recording stuff was not a thing.
Yeah.
But we had like DVR like really early, I remember, because he was like, "Oh, this is really cool," or like someone would mention something. And
Mhm.
one of the things I know like about my dad specifically is that he just wants to be like at the head of the line, like I have
Yeah.
that. I have I have that.
Mhm.
I have satellite TV. Oh, I can record stuff on my TV, blah, 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 blah. Mind you, our TV was under like a passcode for a really long time because like it was just the control that was there.
Yeah.
And I just remember like having to ask my mom, like, "Mom, please, can you record that episode of One Tree Hill? Could you
Yeah.
please record, that
Mhm.
episode of blah 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 blah." So that like I wouldn't miss it, because this was before, obviously this was before you could like watch episodes like where the episodes would just be like saved up. So you would have
Yeah.
like a straight up just list of
Mhm.
DVR like records or like shows that you would like pre-plan to record. And
Yeah.
it would literally break my heart. I remember I got so mad at my dad, or yeah, I think
Mm.
it had to have been my dad. I got so mad because he deleted shows before I could
No.
watch them, because he needed the space to like record other stuff, because you
No.
could only had like so much given to you by like the satellite company for your like DVR.
Yeah.
um
Mhm.
and then so he had deleted like a bunch of shows that like we had set to watch, because he needed to record like 4 hours of like motocross or something stupid,
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
um
something that it wasn't,
no,
at the level that you would want, you
no,
know?
wasn't as cool as Chad Michael Murray.
Honestly.
um
And you know what?
but
I loved it because like not only are you recording the show, but you're recording the commercials at the time. And I
mm-hmm.
love that. I love a good
I loved
commercial.
the
And we've had a
commercials.
whole episode which you can watch those episodes down in our playlist. But yeah, I really enjoy this conversation of like, okay,
Mhm.
what are some, specific millennial memories that we have. So
We watched Matilda yesterday. Like
Matilda.
Matilda, we watched it
Oh.
with both the girls. Well, like
Mhm.
Joe has seen it plenty of times, but B hadn't, like Lil B had not. And
Mhm.
she hated Trunchbull. She was like, "She is
Yeah, she's
scary."
so scary.
And I was like, "Well, she is in fact like she in fact is scary." But it was really cool to just kind of like relive a lot of that, because there was parts of that movie that I forget, and I was like, "Oh my god, I think I may in fact need to make that chocolate cake, like Trunchbull's chocolate cake that like Brucey has to eat." Um
Yeah.
and we watched it over, and I just thought about it, brought back the part where like Matilda is learning her powers and she like is eating Cheerios and like pours the milk. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, did they have a Got Milk commercial for Matilda?
Mhm.
That would be so good." But
I
it just made
agree.
me think of that episode of our commercials and talking about Got Milk. So full circle.
I love it.
But
Well,
anywho,
shall we get to some Ask a Millennial?
yes, I think so. Would you like me to go first, or do you want to read?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let's see. Which one? I'm just going to start at the top.
We don't need to do
Oh,
all of them, by the way.
I think I want to read this one.
Okay. As a reminder, you can email us your stories over at peakmillennialspod@gmail.com or slide into our DMs at peakmillennialspod on Instagram.
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is from the Am I Overreacting subreddit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the title is Am I Overreacting After My Boyfriend Wrote a Love Letter to His quote unquote friend? So it
Ooh.
says, so it's pretty simple. My boyfriend was quote stressed, confused, and overwhelmed when he wrote this letter to his friend. I also found out that he lied about their past. I asked if they were just friends when we first met, and he told me she was in love with him, but that he never did anything or felt anything for her. But she's had feelings for him for years and was very negative and discouraging when he tried to meet others. And it was pretty bad when he met me. She now thinks I'm overreacting because I want him to either cut off contact or only keep her as a casual acquaintance. A casual acquaintance. I clearly have
Mm-hmm.
problems reading today. I know he didn't technically cheat, but it feels that way. I saw a few of their texts before he wrote the letter, and it was things like, quote, I wish I had known what you wanted, end quote. In the letter itself, he spoke about her as if she was his one true love and that I deserve someone who really wants to be with me fully. He talks about being old together with her. Very touching, I know. What makes me even more upset is that they have a history of doing this to past partners for both him and her. They seem to keep each other permanently on the back burner. Am I overreacting here? Is this cheating? Am I really that controlling? Ew.
Why is she with him? No guy
Ew.
is worth all of this drama. It sounds like he's not willing to admit that he is in love with this friend. But you can't
Yeah.
have your cake and eat it too.
No. Yeah, absolutely not. You can't. If I found out that like my partner, even after like a short period of time, was speaking that way to someone else,
Mm-hmm.
we would not be together. Like that's just
No, thank you. Goodbye.
no thank you,
Goodbye.
goodbye. Clearly you have feelings for someone else and you're not willing to like put your current partner in at the forefront of your life.
Right.
And now like I wish that there was a little bit more context in this because
Mm-hmm.
like when was this love letter written? Like was it during your
Right.
relationship? Was it before your relationship? Like
Right.
there isn't really a ton of context here. Now if like he just sat down one day while he was dating this new person and put all of his feelings out on paper,
Mm-hmm.
that's to me saying like he's processing whatever is going on here and like he needs to deal with that before he starts being in a relationship with someone else.
Yeah, I think if he wants to date this person, maybe he should just go date that person.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think it's fair to OP to just stay in this relationship. I think if he feels the need to write a letter, which good lord, how many men have written you a letter?
Like on paper?
Yeah.
A couple?
I've had a couple, but
A
like
couple? Like a
never
love
the
letter?
serious ones. Yeah, never the serious ones for me. No,
Um,
that's not true. I had a boyfriend that it was clearly more meant more to them than it did for me.
yeah.
And they were like confessing their love and how I was like their person. And I was like,
Yeah, I've had that before. I'm like, friend Brian and I have been married for so long, I don't even remember. But I do know, I mean, I do know that like when I was dating like my high school boyfriend,
Mhm.
he like went and joined the military or whatever, like he wrote me letters from like when he was in Iraq, and I remember like those were like some love letters, and not like in the, I don't know, they were just like love letters like that, but I mean like Brian's written me like letters like that, but again, like when I
Mhm.
was doing like my dating in between high school and like marriage, it was right when
Mhm.
texting was a big thing. So like writing on paper
Oh yeah.
was not a vibe. Is your lighting weird?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my lighting. I was trying to. Oh, there we go. I don't know what was happening.
I was like,
It looked like I was in like an '80s
you're
movie
like,
for a
be
second.
quiet. Don't talk.
Be quiet.
Be quiet.
I usually don't have that back lamp on.
Oh, that's probably what's throwing it off. But I mean, like,
Yeah.
I don't think that I've ever sat down and like wrote out a letter of like love letter to somebody that I'm not currently in a relationship with, because
I broke up
I
with
don't
someone
know.
by writing a letter. I wrote a 5-page letter, and that's how I broke up with them.
Golly. I don't think I've ever written a 5-page letter to anybody. My hand cramps.
I
Like,
did a
my hand
5-page
would-
letter for my ex-boyfriend in Pittsburgh.
Oh,
And then I gave him 3 blank checks. Or not blank checks, 3 pre-written checks, like for future dated, for the 3 months left of rent.
I mean, that's responsible of you. That's kind.
Never did cash them.
Well, money that you got back in your pocket then.
That's true. And I didn't have a lot of money anyways, but it's still so funny to me, you know?
You had to like call up the bank and be like, "Can you put a stop on these checks?"
I do have to say that bank account was linked to, like, it was a joint bank account with my parents so that they could look at my funds or whatever. And they were like, they would put in money every once in a while. But when I like cut my parents off, I was like, I'm just gonna, since those checks haven't ever been cashed and it's been more than 90 days, I just closed that bank account.
Close it out. You don't need it anymore.
Don't need it.
Would you like to read one?
Oh, sure. But yeah, definitely
No,
not
overreacting.
overreacting.
Yeah. Dump him, sis. Get out of there.
I'm gonna read this one that sparked my eye.
Okay.
Am I overreacting for quitting a babysitting job on the spot after the mom insulted me? Have you ever quit a babysitting job?
No. I've only babysat a couple of times. I haven't quit a babysitting job, but I've quit other jobs.
I quit a nanny job on the spot because the kid threw a knife at me.
No thanks.
After I said no.
Speaking of babysitting jobs, not this, maybe like 2 Christmases ago, I went to my parents' house for like Christmas dinner or whatever, and my mom had invited like her best friend over, and I didn't know at the time, but her son, who I used to babysit, came with her, and I was like, how am I this old that you're a grown person?
People that I used to babysit have graduated college now. I'm like, this is disgusting.
I was like, ew, gross. You used to be a little boy.
Yeah.
Like a little boy.
Anyways, all right. I, 22 female, have been babysitting for a family every weekday morning for an hour. I take care of 2 kids, get them ready, drop them off at school using Uber. I charge $16 an hour, and I often stayed a little bit longer without charging extra. Recently, the mom asked if I could babysit from 7:30 to 3:30 p.m. during the kids' break. I said I'd be more than happy. She said she asked about the rate, and I said my rate would be the same at 16 an hour. She said we should talk about a flat rate for the entire day instead. I suggested that since it's about 8 hours, I could do the whole day for $115. She immediately said I was taking advantage of the situation and said she would only pay $50 for the entire day. When I said that doesn't work
Ew.
for me, she started yelling and said I was greedy, along with some other harsh personal comments about my appearance that felt completely unnecessary. I told her I wouldn't be continuing at all, quit on the spot, and left. Since then, she's been constantly texting me saying I'm unprofessional and that I didn't give them any notice to find something else, amongst other things. I told her I wouldn't be returning. Am I overreacting for quitting and refusing to go back? There
No.
is an edit and update. But
No. Please read the edit.
I mean, she's 22. I assume she probably is a school student or maybe has another job. But like, if she's only charging 16 an hour for an hour Monday through Friday, right? Okay, let's do some math here. I'm doing math. I'm not even being. This is so 16 times 5. So she usually makes $80 a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 16 times 8 is
Is
$128.
Mm-hmm.
So if she's only charging 115, that's a big discount times 5. So she was wanting them to pay $640 for a whole week,
Mm-hmm.
right? But 115 times 5 is $575. A difference of $65. So $65 savings by doing $115 flat. And I'm assuming that this is not taxed. This is, I mean, she'll eventually have to pay taxes probably. But like, this is her own expense. I assume if she's using Uber, maybe it's her money, or maybe, if she has to do Uber, maybe it's because she doesn't have a car. So like, maybe there's not gas and like other kinds of expenses like that. But like, 115 per day is not unreasonable in my opinion, especially for the safety of your children.
Yeah, no. And that's even like bumping her rate down from $16 an hour to like just a little over $14 an hour. So I mean, like, even so, she's still like at 22, a regular, I don't know what nannies go for, but like minimum wage like is what, $21, $22 an hour.
Right.
So
She could be making so much more money and
you wanted, like, I don't want to sound, I'm completely on the nanny.
yeah, same.
Like, I'm on the side of this nanny because taking care of a child from 7:30 in the morning to 3:30 in the afternoon
That's
is a
exhausting.
full-time job. It is not, you're
Mhm.
not playing, you're not, I mean, like, you're not just playing or like sitting around and watching TV. Like, depending on how old the kids are,
Yeah.
that includes lunches and snacks and making sure that they're entertained and that they're feeling educated, like all of these stuff. Like, don't downplay and don't act as if
Right.
like this nanny is, if she's not your friend, she's not doing you a favor. She's an employee and she's working for you and she's taking care of your children. So be respectful. And I think that, like, I don't think that it's unrealistic that she, like,
She's
that she
asking.
quit on the
So
spot. Yeah.
it's kind of crazy because like the employee, the family, the mom is asking for $50 a day for 5 days is $250, which is an undercut of $325 that she would be missing out on. Which,
Mm-hmm.
like, pay her a wage that she can do, because 8 hours a day is exhausting work. And like,
That's making
if
like just under $6.50 an hour. Like, ugh.
mhm.
Blech.
That's
You can't.
crazy.
That's absolutely insane. And so, no, I don't think so. Do you want to read the edit?
I do. So we do have an update. Well, an edit. Thank you, everyone who responded. I really appreciate it. There's 17,000 upvotes on this and 2,000 comments, and this was posted 5 days ago. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to clarify that I know quitting was the right decision. What I am unsure about is whether I overreacted by quitting on the spot and leaving them out without childcare or any time to figure out something, or to figure something out. I was having a stroke there. I saw a few comments saying it was obvious, which I didn't understand. I also want to clarify that where I'm coming from, minimum wage is 16 an hour. At the time, I was desperate and without a job, so I based my rate on that and never increased it for them. Since then, I've done occasional babysitting for others, and now know to charge $18.50 an hour. So they're already getting a discount.
Yeah.
So $50 a day is not minimum wage. Get paid for what you do.
Yeah. Charge your worth. Like,
Mhm.
charge your worth. That's something that I think a lot of people struggle with. I know that. I mean, I struggle with that, with like charging.
Mhm.
Not only like if you're selling a product too, like if you're selling a product or if you're selling a
Mhm.
service, like it's not just the mental labor of being a nanny. It's not just the physical labor of being a nanny. Like there's a lot of other things that go in there too. Like, are you responsible for like taking the kids out to the park, or are you taking them to the zoo? Like, how are you supposed to do all that? And like most of the time nannies and like their employers will bulk things together or whatever.
Mhm.
But even in this case, like now
It's
that
also for me like not even just like insulting her hourly work, but like insulting her as a person and saying personal digs, like, and then calling her unprofessional. That's crazy. That's crazy.
yeah, well, I mean, like she's still new, like the
Yeah.
and the mom to just be like, oh, you only deserve $50 a day. Like $50 a day doesn't even, for a lot of places, you can't even fill your gas tank for $50 a day. Or even like, I don't want to say like eat on $50 a day, but I always like bulk
Yeah.
it together at like the end of the week. Like $50 a week doesn't even help. I mean, what if she has rent or
Right.
food budget, like her utilities? Like that's so far below. And I think that like employers of nannies don't consider the outside factors. They're like, oh, this is
Right.
what I think would be allowed. It's not. If somebody said like, hey, could you babysit my kids for a couple hours, I'll pay you $50, like
Yeah, I've
multiple
done that
kids, blah blah
before.
blah, like that's cool. But if you're
For
you're
8 hours
wanting
a day?
8
For a
hours a day,
majority of the hours that they are awake?
no thank you.
No.
No thank you.
No.
I don't think that this person is absolutely not overreacting, and I'm glad that they got out of it. Yeah. If she doesn't want to pay you a professional rate, then she doesn't expect to get professional behavior out of you, not overreacting.
Amen. Amen. Sorry, I'm feeding my dogs carrots and they're just really cute.
No, it's all good. Oh, this one made me laugh. It said that she FA'd and now she's FOING.
Oh.
Fuck around and found out. Maybe this will teach her to be kinder and more gracious.
I love that.
But anyways,
well, Natalie, where can we find you on this beautiful day?
On this beautiful day, I'm going outside. But you can find me every other day on Instagram at Natalie Christina, just this one right here.
Mhm.
What about you?
Post a cute little vlog. I want to see all of your gardening adventures.
Oh God, I videoed something the other day, and I was like, ew, no, not doing
Just
it.
post it. Just post it.
And then realized that I did a bunch of work, and my camera wasn't even recording.
I love that. I've done that
Anyways,
before.
what about you? Where can we find you?
Find me anywhere there's social media _queer auntie. I'm gonna go take a big fat old nap. I do have a GoFundMe to help me, a newly disabled person, be able to move. We set a moving date, and thank you all for your support. That really means a bunch to us. So we love you so much. Go follow us on Peak Millennials Pod over on Instagram. Be kind to each other, people. Email us your stories, peakmillennialspod@gmail.com. Yeah, be kind to each other. It's a hard world, guys, and we need the community around us to make it through. So we love you. Be safe.
Be kind, rewind.
Be kind, rewind. Bye.
Goodbye.